Hey, what's up everyone? Coach Braden here with Look Like You Lift, and in this video we're going to be going over the 4 simple steps to eliminating your bad eating habits. Now, we all know that in order to lose weight and to look like you lift, you have to quit some of the bad habits, and so I'm going to show you how you can do that, and it's pretty simple. It's not as complicated as you may think. So, step number 1 is we want to make whatever the bad habit harder to do. So if we think of like in terms of like if I'm trying to quit alcohol, it's going to be a lot easier if I can just get the alcohol out of my house. And this goes for really anything. If it goes for smoking, if it goes for eating junk food, if you can get the junk food out of the house, it's going to make this whole eating a little bit cleaner much easier. Now, if you're not the only one living at home, or if you have someone else in the house who likes to eat junk food, have a conversation with them. Say, hey, look, this is what I want to do, and this is really the best way that I can kick this bad habit as quickly as possible. So, step number 1, make the bad habit harder to do. Step number 2, you want to put together an if-then procedure. So, any of my software engineers out there know all about the if-then procedure. So, whenever you want to indulge in your bad habit, you want to ask yourself this question: if I eat this brownie, if I have this cookie, then, like, what's your then statement? If I have this brownie, if I have this cookie, then my journey to lose 30 pounds of fat is going to be a little bit more difficult. You need to take some time to put together an if-then procedure of what will happen if you indulge in your bad habit. And this is going to be completely personal to you. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I was dealing with my binging disorder, I had to have an if-then statement whenever I was faced with a temptation of having any kind of junk food. If I indulge in this cookie, then I'm going to spiral out of control and I will not be able to stop myself. And that was able to put things in perspective that made overcoming my binge eating disorder and controlling myself around food way more manageable. Okay, so that's step number 2, create an if-then procedure. Step number 3, don't be perfect. Don't try to chase perfection. It doesn't work. I've tried. Okay? So the biggest problem that a lot of people make when they're trying to kick a bad habit is they feel like it's all or nothing. It's black or white. I got to stick to every single meal. I got to have a salad for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anything that's not that is bad, and I've messed up. This kind of thinking, this kind of perfectionist mindset is just going to set you up for failure, because if you bend a little bit, or if you decide that you want to have just a little small treat here and there, you're immediately going to think that you're a bad person, you can't do this, it's impossible, and that's not healthy. That's not going to help you in the long run. So don't try to chase perfection, just try to do a little bit better than the day that you did before. So if you eat out 3 times a day, try to make a meal for 1 meal and then eat out the other 2 times of the day, okay? Just make one small change. You're gonna get there, okay? I've been doing this for a long freaking time, man, and I'm still not perfect, so don't chase perfection, okay? Step number 4, address the root cause of your bad habit. Okay, these bad habits don't just sprout out of nowhere. There's a reason why you like to indulge in junk food. There's a reason why you like to indulge on fast food or break your diet. So what is the reason behind your bad habit? It could be as simple as your diet is just too restrictive. It's just too challenging, okay? But what is the reason behind it? Are you an emotional eater? Do you eat when you get stressed? Do you eat when you get bored? Is your diet too restrictive? Do you find yourself starving all the freaking time and it makes it almost impossible to avoid any kind of temptations? Sit down and you got to figure out what is the reason behind the bad habit and why you want to indulge in it, okay? So you got to do a lot of thinking today here, man. So number 1, make the habit harder to do. Get the food or get the temptation out of your household. Make it more difficult to indulge on that bad habit. Number 2, create an if-then procedure. Ask yourself, if I do this, then this is going to happen and it's going to make it harder for me to achieve my goal. Okay, that's your if-then procedure. You got to write that out. Number 3, don't be perfect. It doesn't work, okay? Try to just make yourself a little bit better than the time before. And number 4, find the reason behind your bad habit. And you have to really ask yourself and be honest with yourself, why am I getting tempted by this? Why am I indulging in this, okay? So those are your 4 steps. I want to know in the comments which one of these steps stood out to you the most. What do you struggle with? I want to know. Like I told you guys, I was struggling with the binge eating disorder for a long time, and I still struggle with it, but I still implement these 4 steps all the time, and it's made myself way more in control of what I eat. I feel happier, I feel better. So I want to know for you, what do you struggle with, and which one of these steps are you going to implement right away? We'll see you there.